Yo, what up, a-holes? Thank you for tuning in to the Holistic A-Hole Podcast. My name is Eric Levi, and I'm the Holistic A-Hole. Thank you for tuning in here to the podcast. How the hell are ya? I hope you're doing good out there in podcast land, having a great day, a great week, crushing it, whatever you're doing. I'm out here talking about the health, the real health, the stuff the man won't tell you, the stuff the man's afraid to talk about. That's what I'm doing here. I got my heater blasting heat after it was a frantic pop-up snowstorm this morning. It's April and it's still snowing in New York. What in the hell is going on here? But what I want to talk to you guys about today is not about the weather, because that would not be an interesting podcast. I want to talk about Bluetooth. I want to talk about these Bluetooth headsets that everybody's wearing and why I refuse to wear one. But before I get into all that, I want to say welcome to all the new listeners. If you're new here to the Holistic A-Hole Podcast, take literally a hot second. Hit the subscribe button right there on your phone so that this podcast pops up in your iTunes or your Apple Podcasts or your Castbox or your Stitcher feed, whatever you're listening to this on. When you hit subscribe, the podcast pops right up there every Tuesday and Friday when it comes out. And you want to do that because you want to be on top of the good health news and you want to know what the hell is really going on. And hey, while you're in the giving mood, why don't you take another hot second and go over to the iTunes tab on your phone, or I think you could do this from your phone or definitely your computer. Leave the podcast a 5-star review because it helps grow the podcast. You're in here at the ground floor of the Holistic A-Hole brand, and this thing's only going to keep growing because we're not stopping. We got the podcast, we got videos, we got offensive tweets, we got it all, baby. So leave a 5-star review, subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends, and and by the way, listen to more of the podcasts. If this is your first time here, binge a little bit. Listen to the previous ones. Get caught up. You're at work, you're on the treadmill, you're on a long drive, you're having sex, whatever you're doing, keep me in the background and I won't let you down. But before I actually get into the podcast stuff, I want to say this because I feel it's important to be transparent. And I feel like if you've taken the time out of your day to listen to the podcast, then it's only fair for me to be as forthright and as honest as I can. And what I have to say today kind of flies in the face of what I've been talking about since I really started the podcast. But today I woke up and felt a little under the weather. I know you're sitting there and you're like, wait, what? Wait, hold on a second. All of your disposition has just been completely flipped on its head. I know. I didn't want to believe it either. Here I was, a holistic a-hole, day in, day out, putting in the holistic health work, eating the right stuff, drinking crisp, clean water out of the Berkey filter, meditating, working out, doing my high-intensity interval trainings, doing my intermittent fasting, taking no supplements, taking no big pharma pills, allowing myself cold exposure. But holy shit, am I not immortal? Am I not the Iron Man that I thought I was? I woke up and my throat was sore. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Now, when I say under the weather, my under the weather is probably different from your under the weather. A lot of people say they're under the weather. They're carrying around tissues. They're sucking down antibiotics. My under the weather, little scratchy throat. You know what I did? Put on my sweater, put on my jacket, put on my snow boots, and then I walked to the goddamn gym and I fucking did a powerful leg workout today. That's right. Holistic A-hole does legs. I do legs. I squat, motherfucker. And let me tell you something, man. I'm loving those squats. I am fucking loving them so much. I never thought, ever, in the history of going to the gym, that I could ever love squats. Man, I love squats. And let me tell you something. Monday is leg day. And I was not going to let a scratchy, sore throat keep me from doing my freaking leg day. I did legs. I did fucking military shoulder presses. I did some curls. Then I did a nice little kind of burnout, fucking throwing a ball at a wall, and burpees. Oh, I hate burpees, but I do them because I don't know what they do. I don't know what. That's like old school 1920s little exercise belt technique. I don't know what burpees do, but they do something, man. They wear you down. And then I sat in the sauna, and then I walked back, and I fucking felt fine. But it's like one of those lingering things that it's just like there, you know? It like wants to be a head cold. Whatever this is, it wants to be a head cold. It's trying so hard. But let me tell you something, man. I have fucking hooked up my good gut bacteria to orchestrate my immune system to not take no shit from no fucking colds, no fucking flu, whatever the hell bubonic plague is floating around New York City, whatever people are catching and coughing and getting bronchitis and being a bunch of little bitches and going to the doctor and getting antibiotics. It wants to take me down. It wants to so bad. But I say nay. I say nay. Sickness, you will not take me down. You will not stop the holistic a-hole because I got shit to do. I got a message. I have a fucking passion. And I want people to be infected by it. And they already are. The a-holes are tweeting at me. They're sending me emails. They want more. And I'm giving them more. I'm giving you more. I'm putting this shit on YouTube. I got the vegan Trump supporter video every week on YouTube. New videos coming out. This week, new video. Not vegan Trump supporter. Totally different one. I think you're going to like it, though. So, no, this, whatever is trying to take me down, whatever illness this is, look, I knew Louis Pasteur. I know he meant well. I know he wanted people to believe that there was this, it was Louis Pasteur, right? He was the germ theory guy. I think so. He wanted people to believe that these germs, that there were things called germs, and they infected you and they got inside you, and then they just wreaked havoc on your immune system and your immune, you know. I don't even know if they knew about the immune system back then. I think they just thought, well, hey, the germs go in, they wreak havoc, they take you down, go get your antibiotics. Even though germs and antibiotics are like fucking two different things, you know? I mean, how do you describe it? Like germs, little microbials, is that bacteria? I don't even know what germs are. But what antibiotics do is they go in your body and they just destroy all your bacteria. Not just the bad, but the good. Yeah, there is good bacteria. That's the shit that protects you, man. So my point in all this is, yeah, I'm a little under the weather. And it's my fault. It's my fault because like I said, the germs or bacteria, whatever it is, it's not the one taking me down. It's the fact that this last weekend I did a whole bunch of fucking tours around New York. That's my side job. That's my hustle. That's the only way I can pay for living in a city like New York. Unfortunately, mommy and daddy ain't sending this a-hole any checks. So I walk fucking tourists around New York City, and I did way more than I normally do. The weather was a little goofy. I get kind of cocky. I underdress. You know, I like my cold exposure. But then I was working on all kinds of stuff. I just wore myself down. That's what the flu is when you get the flu or flu-like symptoms or a cold. That's what it is, dude. It's on you. You wore yourself down. You stress too much. You work too hard. You go out. You eat like shit. Your diet's garbage. You drink booze, smoke cigarettes. You know, it's on you. When you get sick, it's not the little germs. It's you. And this weekend, it was me. And this morning, I woke up feeling it. But, you know, it doesn't stop me, dude. This is the sickest I've been in a year. Right here. You're listening to it. Right here. So, no, it's not going to stop me. And I'm going to continue to be the a-hole I am. And that way, I can bring you more exciting podcasts like the one we have to talk about today, which is about Bluetooth. Bluetooths, man. Now, I was telling you guys I went to the gym today, and I love going to the gym, and I've been going pretty consistently now for probably almost a year. Like, consistently, like making sure to get into the gym, you know, once or twice a week. Now I'm getting in twice a week. Like a year ago, I was going like once. I can't really do more than twice a week. It's just too much for me. I'm doing yoga. I'm doing all kinds of shit, right? But when I go to the gym, you know, I got the headphones in. This is where I listen to I listen to podcasts. I'm one of those people. I listen to podcasts when I work out. I used to look at people like that. I'd be like, how the hell do you listen to a podcast and work out? I used to just listen to metal. Just fucking metal, you know? Listen to Metallica, Pantera, Avenged Sevenfold, Bullet for My Valentine, Atreyu, Five Finger Death Punch. Just real corny corporate metal. But that's the shit I love. I don't know anything about death metal, speed metal. That's not my shit, although I do kind of like it. And let me tell you something, man. There's nothing more exciting than a death metal, speed metal drummer. But it's the lyrics, the vocals. I don't know. If you're just... I like melody, man. I like melody. Call me a sellout. Call me a hack. I like melody. And I get that from my corny arena rock, corporate metal, whatever it is. But I like it. That's what I used to listen to when I work out. But man, there's too many freaking podcasts, you know? Like you're listening to this podcast right now, but in the back of your head, you're like, oh my God, I got all these other podcasts I got to listen to, which again is why I am grateful for you. You had a lot of podcasts to choose from. You chose this one. And but now I listen to my podcast, and I'm very religious about it. I'm addicted. I have to listen to something. You know, I can't not be in the gym without my headphones, even though it might be better for me. And for a while, I was using these wireless headphones. And man, when I got those wireless headphones, I got them off Amazon for like $30 or something. And dude, they were just a game changer. The first pair of wireless headphones you have, you're like, dude, this is fucking beautiful. Because when you wear your earbuds, especially if you live in New York, you know this. Your earbuds are in all the time. All the time. You're walking, you're on the subway, you're trying to ignore your Uber driver, whatever it is, your buds are in all the time. I mean, go on a subway, in a subway car, whether it's empty or full, I'll say safely, at least 80% of the people in your car have headphones in their ears. And the cord has just been always been a pain in the ass. You know, you got the cord, you put your backpack on, or like me, like I walk and I swing my arms. I got a wide swing on my arms, which, you know, people don't like. People have complained to me about my wide swing, and I often feel it's just a subconscious thing. You know, I think I just walk, you know, my arms and my brain, they just don't communicate. Like my brain's like, walk like a civilized human, and then my arms like, fuck, this is my sidewalk, bitch. And it's you know, this shit is battle zone. What is that thing? The battle cage? Battle-rama? This is the battle dome. Fight to the death. That's what my arms are thinking. Just swinging like a goddamn tornado. Swinging like one of those fucking inflatable car dealership things. Just swinging everywhere. Out of control. You know? And my body, it's you know, I got like a walk, like a little bounce in my walk. I'm a very like sometimes I feel sad, and I don't have depression or any of that stuff. I have a kind of a confident walk. I believe in myself, which, you know, maybe I don't have the numbers to believe in myself, but I believe in myself. And I'm a little confident, and some people would say cocky, and I kind of walk like that. But, you know, I love the world. I love the people around me, even if they're pieces of shit. You know, I try to give space to everybody, but man, I got that wide gait when I walk, you know, that wide arm gait. And invariably with the wide arm gait, you know, one of the consequences is I fucking always hit the cord, the earbud cord connected to the phone. Just, I'll knock it out, but it'll fall out of my ear. Here's a huge pain in the ass. If I'm at home and I'm cleaning, or if I'm washing the dishes and I start throwing stuff away, the trash is under the sink, I'll open up the freaking, what do you call it, the cabinet door, throw the lemon peel or the, you know, whatever it is, the plastic bag, whatever, into the trash under the sink, and then I'll close the cabinet, and the little handle on the cabinet door just grabs hold of the cord from the earbuds and then just rips it out of my ear. Or I'll just be walking by a door, and then the door handle latches onto the cord of the earbuds, rips it right out. I do this all the time. All the time. I mean, there is a 1 in a trillion to the fucking 13th power that this cord should get caught on anything around me, and it happens every single day. This is my luck. If I could just take those odds and just move it to like the lottery, or to like, you know, being a millionaire or something, like those are the odds I want. But these odds work for me, so it just rips my goddamn earbuds out. So when I switched to those wireless earbuds, dude, that was like, oh man, that was like a game changer, dude. That was like, oh, look at me go. I got no cords dangling around me. I just got this little kind of loop underneath my chin, and oh baby, the only thing that sucked about those wireless headphones is the battery life. You know, you got to remember to charge them up, and then the battery lasted, you know, at least a couple hours. Lasted long enough, and you know, I had made a good habit to remember to charge it all up. But here's the thing, man. I started reading about this EMF, about these electromagnetic fields, about microwaves. And I'll be honest, man, I live in a constant state of fear now. Not like outwardly, like, look, like, let's be honest, you know, you can't just live your life in fear of radiation surrounding you. You go crazy, right? You know, plus we're holistic, you know, we do all this stuff. And that's the other thing, man, is maybe if you started to slowly adapt this holistic a-hole lifestyle, or started to slowly kind of implement little things that I talk about, like you're eating more greens, you're intermittent fasting, you're drinking good water, you're doing all this stuff to and I hate this term, biohack a little bit to just make your body work better. The reason I do this shit isn't because one day I was like, man, I just want to just make life as difficult as possible and try to not eat garbage and pollute my body. I do this because I understand one of the biggest hazards that mankind faces right now is we're just living in an ocean of fucking microwave technology. We're just swimming in an ocean of 5 and 4G waves and microwaves and electromagnetic fields and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and fucking power lines near your house just emitting radiation into you, just things plugged in around your house just emitting radiation into you, your TV, your fucking wireless router. I mean, and everywhere you go now, everywhere you go, there is no safe place where this stuff is. And it's in the city, dude. I mean, you have to go to the far reaches of the middle of nowhere to get away from this stuff. And even though we can't see it, it's there. It's there. It's what's powering you listening to me right now, probably. It's all there, dude. It's not just like you flicked on your phone and magically like shit was just in there. I mean, your phone is sending out a signal to collect information and bringing it back to your phone, dude. And here's the crazy thing, man. The less bars you have as far as signal goes, the harder your phone is pushing out the 5G and the 4G to get that. And guess where that's going? It's going right into your body. It's going right into your cells. Your fucking blood, the fluid in your cells, the whatever it is, the salt, the mitochondria, all that stuff, dude. It's conducting the electromagnetic fields. And it's distorting everything. It's fucking with your DNA. It's messing with your body rhythms. It's messing with your circadian rhythms. It's fucking with the whole system. And the fucked up thing is the less power you're getting into your phone or the less signal you're getting in your phone is pushing out harder and harder and harder. So the thing is if you aren't by a strong signal, if you're not constantly getting strong signal, turn your phone off, dude. Put that shit on airplane mode because it is polluting you. So Bluetooth. I can't cite the source, but I did read this somewhere that between Wi-Fi, 5G, all that stuff, Bluetooth is the most robust of all of the EMF signals. It's like the strongest of all the EMF signals. I think like 2.4 gigahertz or something like that. I can't really give you the exact numbers on this, but it's the strongest of all the EMF signals. And yeah, man, people are wearing that shit right next to their brains. You're putting your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth headphones in your ear, and the signal is just banging against the side of your head, going right into your brain every single second that you have that thing on your head. And when I realized that, that's when I was like, dude, no more Bluetooth. No more Bluetooth. No more Bluetooth headset. No more fucking Bluetooth. I'm going to have a Bluetooth connection to my printer. Here's the thing about Bluetooth, too, is Bluetooth can reach, I think, up to like 33 feet or something like that. I believe it's stronger than Wi-Fi. And so just imagine if it can reach 33 feet, but yet it's like right on your head. It's not taking any of that power out of the equation. It's amping up. It's still delivering 33 feet of fucking power, except it's going between your phone to your earbuds, and it's not a steady stream. It's banging against your fucking brain. So, I mean, all I can imagine, and this is just, of course I'm going to go here, but man, dude, I really hope I'm not right about this. Like, I really hope I'm not right about this. But, my generation, Generation Y, fuck millennials, whatever they call the kids now, like the kids, maybe they're the ones who buck the trend. Maybe they're the ones who go back and not do any of this stuff. Maybe they're going to learn from our mistakes. Maybe the kids, who are like under 10 years old see what's inevitably going to happen to everybody who's like wearing wireless headphones right now. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 20-year-olds. And then who knows, man, maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the road, there's just, epic cases of fucking brain cancer and brain disease and neck goiters and all this stuff. They already have evidence that it disrupts the blood-brain barrier, which I can't really visualize, like give you like a visual description of it. Basically, it's the barrier that protects your brain from being, fucking flooded with the blood from your body. It's essentially what protects your brain in all of its precious fluids so it doesn't fuck anything up. That's why, a lot of the drugs that Big Pharma is giving you, all of these like SSRIs and all these antidepressants, like these all break the blood-brain barrier. A lot of the chemicals in the food, a lot of the pesticides, glyphosate, all this stuff, it breaks the blood-brain barrier. That's why it's so fucking toxic, because this is stuff that goes, you eat in your mouth, it goes into your stomach, and then it goes right up into your brain. Most shit is not supposed to be able to do that. Your brain and your gut have a very intimate relationship, and it only lets through only the stuff that needs to be let through, but there's certain things that break the blood-brain barrier, and Bluetooth makes that barrier even weaker. So then all these harmful chemicals that you're taking in through the food, through the air, through the water, now your brain is way more porous, and it's going in there, dude. Maybe it's not brain cancer we're going to get. Maybe it's just more cases of Alzheimer's and dementia, maybe it's more autoimmune disorders, whatever it is, I don't think it looks good for Bluetooth. I just don't think it, again, I'm not a doctor. There is the science. There's plenty of science. And here's the other thing you got to keep in mind, man. These cell phones we're using, it's all just an experiment. We are the rats in the experiment. With the Wi-Fi, with all of it, man. This stuff is not tested for safety. Like I said in the previous podcast I did on this subject, which you can listen to right here on the Holistic A-Hole channel. They studied this stuff in the early 90s, and then they said, okay, we're fine. And then they set like a standard acceptable rate of EMF radiation exposure, and they haven't changed it since the 90s. Remember what fucking phones were? Not in the late 90s, in the early 90s. I think this was done in like 92 or 93. All right, back when the big brick phones, that was like the newest thing, That's when they set the standard acceptable frequency rates. And so now the phones are, way past that. And they put those rates up so high that technically, yes, like they're built now so that they're below that, but they haven't retested. They don't know. They don't know what the numbers are. They roll stuff out. Let me tell you something, man. This is what I've learned, okay? Every time you hear something, it's like, okay, well, Big Pharma, man. Big Pharma is in the pocket of all the senators and the congressmen. Holy fuck, right? Gun control. The NRA in the pocket of all the congressmen and all the senators and all the politicians. Big food, big ag, right? The meat and dairy council, the egg board, all these guys in the pocket. Pale in comparison to what the FCC's got, to what the telecommunications industry has. Nothing is stronger than the telecommunications. I thought it wasn't. No, dude. Wow. Pharmaceuticals looks like a fucking mom and pop operation compared to what the telecommunications money is like in Washington. And they're making sure people don't know about any of this science, dude. They've got so many studies that show that these phones and this exposure to Wi-Fi and that this is not good. It's not good. So, dude, we're the lab rats because it's not going to change. It's not going to change. It won't change until, people stop buying fucking smartphones, which you could see happening, dude. It could happen. Look, man, Facebook's going down. People are pulling Facebook off their phones. People lived off of Facebook. I took Facebook off my phone 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And I was never happier. I put it back on my phone. I was like, what am I doing? I remember the day I took Facebook off my phone. I was peeing in a public bathroom, and I was on my phone scrolling through Facebook, and then I just had stopped peeing. I must have been there for 5 minutes with my cock out, just not peeing, just scrolling mindlessly through Facebook. And then that's when I was like, what the hell am I doing? And right there and then I fucking uninstalled it. And then I started hearing about, I heard about this fucking Facebook, privacy thing over a year ago. I had always suspected that there was some data collection. I didn't know it was like on the level that it was. I had no idea they were listening. They're listening to me right now. But once people start taking Facebook off your phone, you sit there and you scroll through. You're like, well, what do I want to look at? Some people will look at Twitter. I don't think Twitter on your phone is as fun as Facebook, personally. And then there's Instagram. Everyone loves Instagram. But look, man, when you start separating your life from social media, the phone really loses all of the whole point, Then it's just really a thing just to listen to podcasts. And you don't talk to people. It's text message. You could do this on a flip phone, dude. Fuck it. We'll do landlines again. Something's going to happen. Something's going to have to happen, dude, or we're going to die off as a species. And that's why I spend so much time doing all of this holistic stuff, Because, look, man, I wish I could just go to fucking Tibet and go live on a mountain and, just live this pure, beautiful fucking life. But I can't. I'm never going to do that shit. Never going to do that stuff. So I'm going to live in this heavily polluted fucking, just world, modernized civilization, and I got to deal with it. So what I got to do is I got to give my cells the most power I can give them. I got to get my mitochondria working right. I got to get the defense system, the membranes strong, and I got to make sure the cells are communicating with each other right. I got to make sure the right cells are dying, autophagizing. I got to do all that stuff. And it all starts with diet and mindfulness and wellness. And that's why I do all this shit, man, because let me tell you something. As soon as things start going wrong, your attitude starts turning sour, you start getting real pessimistic. This is when disease starts popping up. Dis-ease. The ease is disrupted. Disease. And man, dude, when your guard goes down, swimming in this fucking ocean of EMF radiation, bro, will swallow you up. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But I'll tell you what, let's hope does happen. Let's hope that you enjoyed today's episode. Let's hope that you hit the subscribe button on your phone. Let's hope that you take a minute, go on to the iTunes and leave the podcast a 5-star review. And then let's hope, like Obama used to say, I hope you go and follow me on social media. Twitter @HolisticAhole. Go to YouTube, Holistic A-Hole. Subscribe to the channel. That's probably the biggest one. And then, of course, there's Facebook, Holistic A-Hole. And then Instagram, holistic_A_hole. I'm probably busiest these days on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. Those are the 3. But follow me everywhere, man, because you never know. I'm like the Joker. I'm unpredictable. You never know. I could be on Twitter one day. I could be on Instagram. I could be on Facebook. I might be in all of them, you know? But keep up with me. I really am grateful for everybody who's been listening to the podcast, all the new listeners. I'm grateful for the love you guys have been giving back. I hope you're finding this podcast well. I hope you get a chance to share it and you say nothing but good things. And I hope you listen to the next one. And even more importantly, I hope you have a great holistic day. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.